All right, in today's video, we're going to talk about the Google Pixel 9 Pro and absolutely everything that we know so far. We've gone through this before, but a lot of stuff has been updated and changed and made either completely correct or near correct. So we're going to have a better idea of the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, which is its official name. And I want to go through this stuff right now. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the processor, RAM, and storage. So it's going to have a Tensor G4 processor, which will be the most powerful processor that Google has to offer at this time. And to go back to the release date, because this has to go along with the Tensor processor, when the Tensor G5 processor launches, which will be August of 2025, Google has pushed this up, the Tensor G4, so both of these are in line, so you can get a year processing lead ahead of time rather than less than that if you release the Tensor G4 at its normal release time, which would be in October. So Tensor G4, you're gonna have 16 gigs of RAM on this all the way up. It should be with both the 256 and 512, you'll be able to get 16 gigs of RAM. So you're getting Tensor G4, 16 gigs of RAM, and either 256 or 512 gigs of storage. Now, just to talk about the Tensor G4, you're gonna be able to game on this, definitely middle to high range of gaming on there. It's not gonna perform as well as a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. It'll be closer to a 8 Gen 1 Plus, 8 Gen 2, somewhere in that regard in terms of its raw performance. We won't probably see massive leaps and gains until the Tensor G5 when they switch over to the TSMC format of this processor. Now, I was thinking they were gonna throw in a 5,000 milliamp battery. It looks like it's gonna be about 45, 60 milliamps. We know that because it passed through some regulatory agencies in Asia, and that's what it's showing right now is 45, 60, which is a little bit of a decrease. It's about 150 to 200 milliamps less than last year's version, but it doesn't mean it's gonna be bad. And the reason being is Tensor G2 versus Tensor G4. Tensor G4 should be more efficient and also more powerful. And then also the software should be more efficient with the hardware. So you probably will end up seeing at least the same battery life, and I would guess even better battery life, even though the battery is smaller. The cameras on here should be upgraded versus the Pixel Fold, and they're gonna be a 64 megapixel main, 12 megapixel ultra wide, 10.5 megapixel telephoto, and a 10 megapixel selfie. It'll also include 8K video recording. That's due to the fact that the Tensor G4 can handle 8K video recording. This will be a first for Google Pixel phones, which is fantastic if you want to do 8K video recording. Not a necessity, but it's always good to have. It's also nice to see that they're giving the cameras a upgrade. I also thought these cameras would be in line with the Pixel 9 Pro and Pro XL, but they won't be. There'll be a slight step down in terms of the quality and generation that they're giving you versus those phones, but it should definitely be better than the original Pixel Fold. So it should sit somewhere in the middle between the Pixel 9 Pro XL and the Pixel Fold. So better cameras for sure, but not the absolute best that they have, which to me is a little bit of a disappointment because the Pixel 9 Pro Fold has a big camera bump, and I would have thought they could throw something in there like that, and unfortunately they're not. They're doing another big push for AI on here. Even already the marketing saying the Gemini phone, which is their AI. We'll wait and see what they bring that's brand new. It's going to be a lot of what they've already have with the cameras and all the thinking of texting and translating and all that stuff that they currently have. But they'll obviously probably add some new stuff as well, I would assume. We'll see though. But as of right now, it's a lot of AI. Be prepared for tons of AI/Gemini marketing. It will officially be launched on August 13th, which at the time of making this video is a few weeks away. I think like 3 weeks away at this point, and then I expect the release date to be either August 20th or August 27th, somewhere in that date range, which is earlier, a lot earlier than previous years. It's basically almost 2 months in advance from where they previously were. And then price, I think it's gonna be $16.99, and also obviously it'll go higher than that as well if you get the more storage or something like that, probably $17.99, but definitely more than a regular traditional phone, that's for sure. And then also, I didn't really mention it, but it has a new design versus the Pixel Fold, and I think it looks better. You're obviously getting bigger displays on the outside and the inside, 8.02 and 6.4 inch on that, so it's going to be really, really great to have all that. That cover display might also be 6.29 inch, so it's going to be somewhere in between 6.29 and 6.4, but I believe it's going to end up being 6.4 inches on there, so bigger displays. You're not going to have a passport look on the outside display. It'll be more of a traditional phone. It's literally the biggest smartphone, folding phone in America. I know that. Probably a lot of other parts of the world as well. Better cameras on here. The charging speeds should be around 23 to 30 watts, somewhere in that range. Not fully sure, even though it went past through regulatory, it wasn't completely clear, but it's probably at least going to be, I don't think it'll be faster than last year's, which was like 23 watts. So it'll probably be about 23 watts on the charging, but I don't know, I think it's going to end up being a nice, really nice upgrade to the Pixel 9, especially from last year's, and then really give Samsung and the OnePlus Open some competition. So let me know your thoughts on this. What do you think about the Pixel 9 Pro Fold? Do you think it's going to be a great phone, a bad phone, somewhere in the middle? Are you going to get it? And why are you going to get it or not get it? Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.